5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're live with Neve.
All right. You are here live with Neve. We're broadcasting from Highlands, excuse me. For all you townies here who would get upset, it is Highlands, and I love it here. Right below the Twin Lights Lighthouse, where the first radio broadcast by Marconi was made. It's a beautiful day out. It's a perfect day, actually, and I've had a great day. We had a fun show this morning, and we're off and running to another afternoon. We're waiting for our guests to join us, and if anything happens and they're not joining us, we will find something else to do. But I've really had a good day today. You know, it starts when somebody sends you a book. Then it just gets better. We had a great show. Julie and I have been working on our secret project, and that just continues. It's sort of like rust. It never sleeps, and neither do we. So without much ado, I'm going to bring Julie. Julie, come on in. Say hello. What's happening down there?
Hey, what up, yo?
What's happening?
Well, so far I'm still online, so that's a good thing.
Well, we don't have 8 people clogging up the electron flow, so to speak.
That was brilliant, though. But yeah, you guys were having a great time. I enjoyed listening to you guys for Star Trek Excelsior, the audio drama I myself am part of, and hopefully Neil will be part of it soon.
I'm bribing my way in.
But they're a great bunch of guys, and they've been doing this for like 8 years, and 8-10 years, whatever. And I've been fortunate enough to be part of it for all these times, all these years, and it's been a lot of fun. So they do is super cool. So if you're a Star Trek fan, check out Star Trek Excelsior. I'm sorry, check out Starship Excelsior. That's the name of the audio drama. It's super cool. And hearing yourself on the Enterprise or a starship, from Star Trek, if you're a fan, is like the craziest thing on the planet.
Oh, it was great. I truly was in my nerd. I was just sitting with nerds. It's like I felt like I was back in boarding school or something. We're sitting there dissecting like the master tracks of the Beatles and listening to them, and then reading other books. Like I had my the book by Sir George Martin, which I would sit. And me and my friend JR, who passed over the summer, sadly, we miss you, JR. And remember, dude, wherever you're at, there is a Pepsi sitting in my fridge with your name on it. Yeah, I hope, JR, you give us a good show with no static, no spook-like problems that. I will tell you, Jules, our demonologist is just MIA. He's totally gone off the grid. I can't find him. I'm thinking what happened is during one of these spectacular adventures he was running around. I'm thinking that Egyptian dagger that we saw on his first show with us. I think there's some mystery, like he pulled it out of somewhere where it shouldn't have been. Sort of like happens when you date in Newark. At any rate, I think he's in trouble. I think he's been taken away by demons, or maybe those witches from Dracula finally got him and dragged him off the truck, and they're feeding on him. We're going to go have some Waffle House after they're done.
What do we do?
I don't know, but I'm gonna check with the authorities. I think.
Really?
Demonologist. And everybody. Oh, look at this. Hey,
oh, thanks, Toby. Thank
man.
you, Toby. Thanks. Well, hey, when you are here, Toby, and we got Rick, and we got Neil, and we got our whole cast and crew, and all of our fans. Yes, I am
Philip
in my happy
Booth.
place.
I mean,
and
we have
our
some
new
killer
guest.
jazz.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, Toby, I will be taking a phone call as soon as I get off for you. I'm sorry, I did not mean to neglect our friend, and thank you. I will take care of it. Stat. So, let's see what else. I went out and had a superb transaction getting a phone.
Yay!
My phone
Very nice.
was broken and had both the glass fronts were cracked in various places, and it worked. But then they came up with who's talking? Something went wrong. Oh no! All these alarms going off. But I had going to get a cell phone is one of life's tragedies. It's like getting into the gates of hell. It's almost as bad as the DMV. There's a line of desperate people. The smell of fear is in the air. People are looking at their phones and they're twitching and shit, and they're like going outside impatiently. This is New Jersey, believe me. People wanted it yesterday. I walked in at the perfect time. I went in, there was nobody there. The guy took my phone, traded it in, gave me the new one, programmed it. It was seamless. I had to leave for an hour, so I went grocery shopping. But it's kind of nice to actually go out to do something where it's not like this. The last time I went there, I had to stay for 3 hours to find out. Not only did they not have the phone, but my girlfriend, it's on her name. I couldn't do it.
Oh.
I could not. And so it turned into after 4 hours, I waited in line and got to the front. So interestingly, though, today they just took care of it. And I like them. They're a small franchise guys. You go to Verizon and it's like this. It's really like getting on the Andrea Doria and trying to sail from Italy. It's going to sink. It's just not happening. Talk about the smell of desperation and fear. Verizon on a Saturday or on a Monday, these crazed suburban women, they were in there with a couple of bratty kids and they got their little sticker in the back. I go by and put Jason chasing them stickers on their cars when they have the little family there. Everybody needs
That's awesome.
In the world.
That's awesome.
I keep a couple of those just so when because look, I used to have
totally
my
do
kids. And you go to the school and everybody's got their stuff and their little peanut fucking allergist kid who's gonna stroke out if you give him a fucking peanut. I'm telling you, Mom, feed the kid peanuts. Fucking thing. Oh no, I'm gonna get arrested now for giving medical advice over the air. Get out.
Yeah.
If anybody's listening to this and construes it as any type of medical advice, the only medical advice I will give
your
you
head checked.
Call your doctor. That's our disclaimer, okay? In fact, if you're dumb, call them and tell them you're having problems. You want to have some brain growth. A little upload of, I don't know, niacin or something might help you. I don't know. So I've been babbling now for 10 minutes. Julie, do you have anything you'd like to babble on? We're going to have Phil up in the next set.
Yeah, yes, we'll have Phil up soon. And, tomorrow is episode, 4 of our Halloween series through October. And I think it's 4 because we have 5 Saturdays. We have 5 Saturdays in October, right? Because next Saturday is the 30th, right?
Yes.
So that would make the 5th because we had the 2nd, then we had the 9th, and then we had the 16th, and now this is the 23rd tomorrow, and then the 30th.
Time is just flying. I mean, we've been and especially you, everybody watching, the brains behind the thing has been toiling over a sweaty computer, and we appreciate it. That thing is smoking hot. Like our show and like our guests and everybody else that's in our circle of friends.
So tomorrow will be fun. 8:00 right here, 8 p.m. And we'll have some more Halloween fun for you. And join us then. And then our big finale will be on Halloween, the 30th. So
it'll be on Saturday next week.
But anyways, so let's
Shabbat
introduce
Shalom to my friend Rick.
Yeah, hey, let's intro Phil and before we go to a break and then bring him on. How about that? So Phil.
Yeah, there he is. I couldn't see him for a minute. I thought he had disappeared. I was like, oh yeah, he got out of here really quick after hearing the opening monologue. At any rate, listen, guys, stick around. We're going to go to the break real quick. And I hope everybody's having a great Friday. I just feel good to be alive today. I mean, seriously, it's been a beautiful day. I drove with the top down for a few minutes. terrorizing the suburbanites. Kind of
Awesome.
have that look in my eye. Ran the pirate flag up on the Jaguar. They don't know quite what to make of that, I don't think, around here. The bond traders' wives are getting nervous. Some weird guy stalking the neighborhood with a pirate flag. Taking pictures, too.
Is it a Bucks flag or an actual skull and crossbones flag?
Skull and crossbones.
Okay, so it's not like the Bucks.
Like a baseball pennant.
Got it. That's awesome.
Hey, man,
all right.
Something, a black car, it's got a menacing air to it.
Oh, yeah, I'm all about the skull and crossbones, dude. I mean anytime.
In the Jaguar.
Your Jaguar, so, yes. Yeah, it is very Jaguar-y.
It's just old enough to scare people that I might really ram them. And depends on the circumstances. If they get rammed, it's their fault. I'm a very dignified driver now that I'm a seasoned citizen.
Yeah, okay. I love your Day of the Dead shirt, by the way. That's pretty rad.
Oh, yeah. I haven't worn this since last year around Day of the Dead. And I thought, man, that's going to be my shirt for Halloween. Did you see my my new grooming this morning? Yeah, you were on for a while.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do like Halloween tomorrow as Gene Simmons or something.
All right. Yeah, all right. Do you need a tongue extension or
stories? Yeah, I have to make sure I brush my tongue before I do that again. Remember hygiene. Remember, Julie, before going to meet someone, you always take a mint. Make your co-hosts in your cast always have fresh, sparkling breath. That's what Jack Nicholson says. So if it works for Jack, works for me. Now get in the car. We're going downtown.
All right, I think
wouldn't it be great to hear Jack on the phone saying that to you? Like
yeah,
right
I
now,
love it.
He just said, "Yeah, it'd be fun partying with Jack." He's an old guy. Would you still consider
what doing them?
Yeah,
I don't know. Sean Connery, though, he up until 6 months after he was buried, still doable.
Well,
Sorry.
I can only hope that all of our viewers and the people in Radioland and across the world and the planet who listen to us, I hope they all have aged just like Sean Connery.
I'm not. Yeah, well, I just want to clarify. I am not a necrophiliac, but I mean, for Sean Connery, for 6 months, I could do it. I mean, shit, 6 months afterwards, he's still goddamn hot.
I mean, I hope to
I'm sorry, I can't. It's true.
I'm hoping as a seasoned citizen, I'll continue to grow my knowledge of fun things.
All right, I think we gotta go to a break.
Let's go to a break and play me give us something exceptional for a break. I mean,
oh well, shit, fuck. Oh, I know what you want. I know what you want. I know
you got to get on the game here. Come on.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I don't mean
I know, man. What do we pay for our help? They're so fucking paid, and they're slapping around. Everybody's sleeping and
dumbasses.
Stairs in the woods. National Park Forestry agents allege from time to time they run across some random, bizarre, full staircases in the middle of the woods. We're talking miles from the nearest path. Many of these staircases are perfectly kept. No leaves, no debris, nothing. Even the animals and the bugs nearby do not go near the stairs. Search and rescue officers warn people to stay away from them, including newbies. Don't touch the stairs, don't go near them, and definitely do not climb them. People who do, according to officials, tend to die instantly or something terrible happens. One rookie officer shared he came across a pristine set of stairs, first time. He had heard about them, approached very slowly, but as he got closer, he didn't feel a thing. He slowly climbed the steps and didn't feel anything. But once he reached the top, he suddenly felt like he was somewhere. He was not welcome. He had the eerie feeling he needed to be off of those stairs immediately. The entire reason this officer and others were out in the woods is they were searching for a missing person whose scent had been picked up immediately by dogs. It was promising to find this person, yet they were never found. And officials state it's due to that one officer going up the stairs and climbing down. Never, ever go near the stairs you find in the woods.
All right. I'm terrified now. I'm telling you. God
That's
knows
chilling.
That's creepy.
I know. I could give myself goosebumps.
Well, now that we're all terrified and terrorized and having, some of us are having delusions and confusion, I guess we should talk some music. Let's get away from the dark side. And here he is, the master of the bass. All right.
Phil, how you doing?
Good. Great to see you guys, Dr. Strangelove and Jules. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, I'm changing my moniker daily to things that seem entertaining for whatever reason.
I noticed that.
Well, I love that one, Dr.
To...
Strange. Yeah, I was gonna say Dr.
That's
Strangelove.
A great movie.
Oh yeah, it's one of my. Whenever I think of my top 10 favorite movies, Dr. Strangelove is there. I don't know if 20-something folks know
Probably
about
not.
it, or care about it,
but. Well, we are seasoned citizens in that we've had young, you have some great kids, I have to comment, beautiful family. And like my daughters, I always love seeing my friends' kids succeed and do well in life. And you've done a great job, man. I mean that.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
I see your posts for years now. I mean, I've been up here for 12 years, so we've communicated for a long time. And watching your kids grow is like watching my own. I go, gosh. How old am I now? I mean, but I'm fun and having a good time. You look hale and hearty, I must say. You know.
Well,
good living.
I work at it very little, so I appreciate that. But
I'm working out right now. I'm working my jaw.
Yeah.
Hey, Sonny, you're in Pakistan. Wow. The show. I'm not kidding. We're getting people from all kinds of places, and we welcome them all.
Welcome, Sonny. Thank you.
We'll get you some new friends and some new fans over in wherever we have a really strong fan base in jazz over in is it Norway or Sweden?
Sweden.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to get my friend upset. Do we have anything that we can show to Phil like later when we take a break after we watch his band of our buddy playing just one of those 30-second spots he did? He plays the
Andreas.
Yes, Andreas Helkvist.
Yeah, I don't have anything prepared. I'm sorry, I don't.
Cool.
But
no, that's all right. I thought it might have been in the list from last time, but you're one of the people in the music scene.
Sorry.
Oh,
turn off the phone.
I was getting excited, man. I'd start banging on vibraphones and things. Gets my
Where's the
blood
president?
going.
I'll talk with him later.
Oh, the president. Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Biden calling.
Mr. Biden.
Mr.
Biden,
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to say anything or do anything. Our poor president, I wish him health. That's all I can say. But getting back to jazz, I know about your band, but why don't you tell our fans like how this started, the people who've been there. I love your, all the guys you always have are great. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Sonny. We have love for everybody here, so we're just like the Beatles, We don't care your politics. Just don't bring them here. The only people who can do that are us. Do as we say, not as we do. It's sort of like the government. Tell me about your band and how it started and why you picked the guys.
Yeah, I mean, we've been going this particular band about 10 years, Acme Jazz Garage. And, Matt Swinson and I started that. Matt's been on the scene as a blues guy for a long time. And
great player.
Very good guitarist, sort of a guitar expert guy. He also, as his day job, he works over at Replay Guitar and he's in that industry. So so it was great connecting with Matt. We had very, very briefly played in a blues band probably 20 years ago, and then and it just sort of kept in touch, and it was the right time, and the two of us and a drummer friend of ours, Tim Deal, the three of us started it off. Tim's not with us now, but got that going about 10 years ago, and it's just kind of evolved. We put out a record in 2016, our debut, and that one was really kind of a little more on the funk and fusion side, and got some nice reviews. Relics Magazine reviewed it, and we got played on probably about 35 radio stations around the U.S. Did some good gigs, and I mean, our longest running gig was at Timpano in Hyde Park. Really nice restaurant, upscale restaurant. We played there. Started 2012, and then 2014 we started playing there every Thursday and Friday. It was a fun gig.
Long running gig.
Yeah, long running, and then COVID killed it. COVID killed everything.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff.
Unfortunately.
So that ended pretty much 6 years to the month. We had played there every Thursday and Friday. So
wow,
it was great having that long running gig. It was so nice to have that as a for a band.
Absolutely. Tightens things up. It's just a wonderful experience. You walk in and you're just ready to go, and it was cool too, because we would another fun thing about that is sometimes we would have subs, and so we got to know a lot of great players. Everybody would come, a drummer would come in, or a different piano player, or a different anybody in the band. Brian Lewis. I was going to say Brian was really the third. He was sort of the X factor when Brian came on the band, and really not long after we started, maybe a year after we started, on keyboards and piano and keyboards, and he really made the thing go, I think. And unfortunately, during the COVID period, Brian had worked full time as a musician, and so when the gigs dropped, pretty much almost all of his income dropped, and he made some changes and went back to his home area in upstate New York early last year. But December of 2020, we actually were able to finish up our recording, and then that's the album that just did come out, Shark Skin. Great album. So there you go. I've enjoyed it. You sent me some of the early stuff, and I really I enjoy it. It's like your other drummer. Oh gosh.
Well, Pat Close was kind of the main.
Pat Close.
Yeah, Pat at Timpano for the last 4 or 5 years.
Great drummer. I really enjoyed. In fact, I got one of his CDs because he put one up, and he had one of those things. Tell me what's wrong with the drum set, and nobody had responded yet. So I looked at it, and I'm like, I don't know. Looks like a pretty nice drum kit to me. And I said, you're a lefty. You're a southpaw. Because I'm a southpaw too, as far as playing drums. But I'm a southpaw playing on a right-handed kit, and it makes more sense for me, like architecturally, to have my left hand closer to the hi-hat. I can use both hands to do it and do all that stuff, but I've always enjoyed his records, his CDs, and his playing with you guys from what I've seen of the videos.
Yeah, thanks. Stuff. Well, he he was on those original tracks on Rumba Misterioso and Phil's Blues and Shark Skin Deluxe, we called it, kind of the main, which is more of a fusion tune than anything else. But so he was on those 3 tracks, and then as it turned out in those December sessions, Dave Reinhardt played with us on 4 other tracks.
We used to use him at Jeff Arthur decades ago. Him and Ron are just I mean, his brother and him are amazing players.
Yeah, like Pat, he's a real pro. So he came in and,
nice. You recorded that at the Springs?
Yes, we've done all our stuff at the Springs with John Stefan and
John Stefan,
and people may not know, but that's it's a former movie theater. Probably what it opened in the 40s or 50s, maybe 50s. Had kind of a futuristic look to it. At some point, it went in decline and became an X-rated movie theater. The 60s, maybe.
Yeah, it needed a good scrubbing.
Probably. And then at some point, maybe, man, close to 20 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, 20 years ago, John Stefan bought the building. He yanked out all the chairs in there and made a big space. And he's had people in there like the Florida Orchestra, but it's a very comfortable place. He has a beautiful big Steinway grand piano. He has a Hammond B3 in there. So
nice.
A lot of equipment, comfortable atmosphere, and he's always charges us fairly. So it's been a pleasure being in there. So
I'm sure
with the results. So
he's been around a long time too. I mean, I've been gone at least I think 12 years now, and hell, I do miss it though. I will tell you, there's some things I miss. I don't miss summertime at all. And there's things in New York that you miss when you're not there. Same thing like, in Florida, I miss just going down Ybor and having a Cuban, or seeing some of my friends. Like I'll even go eat, the Cuban food at the gas stations. I mean, out on West Shore and out there's a couple of places. La Teresita. I mean, I do miss a lot of things about Florida. Mostly I miss my friends and the music, but we've got a few minutes. We got 2 minutes. So we'll just talk for another 2 minutes, and then we'll play when we come back, we'll play the tune. Let everybody hear some great music.
Sure. I mean, maybe folks who might be from Tampa might want to know that we're playing this Sunday. It's a big show at the Palladium. We played there 5 years ago to sort of promote the first one. And it's a beautiful hall there in St. Petersburg. And for this one, we're having, it's an oversized seven-piece band. So Brian's coming back from New York to play with us, which is great. And then our current keyboardist, pianist, Jody Marsh. So we're going to have two piano players on that, pianists. And Rick Runyon, our sort of the fifth Acme, he's a saxophonist. He's going to be joining us. And Shelby Soul, who is a young sort of soul R&B singer. She did Watching the River Flow, the Dylan tune on the album. And she's going to sing about 5 tunes with us for the show. So
very nice.
She's super talented.
Do you play the traditional? Do you do Summertime?
We're not doing that with her, but we're doing a version of St. James Infirmary, kind of a funky version, sort of a funky version of Cherokee.
Okay.
Do you know John Cleary, the new pianist, singer?
John who? I'm sorry that you broke up.
John Cleary. He's anyway. He has a tune called "When You Get Back" that's sort of R&B-ish blues kind of jazzy. We're doing a version of that, and we'll do Watching the River Flow. The kind of an unusual thing is that for the first set we're playing the entire album all the way through, including some of the piano interludes, and then for the second set we're going to play a little bit of probably a couple from the first album, and then some other. Going to feature Shelby a little bit more. So.
Cool. All right. Well, we're going to go to a break, and we'll be right back. Here we are with everybody. We're here with Philip Booth, and we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Leland Sklar, and I am hanging with Neve, and I am having the best time of my life.
Live with Neve, Fridays on the East Coast from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Like a melting flake of snow this year, I won't be sad to see it go.
Hi, I'm Darren F. Flynn, a singer-songwriter from Ireland, and I'm on Live with Neve.
I would have said it couldn't happen here.
All right. Let me see. Let's get back in the picture here with you, Phil, if I can. All right. Yes, to our friend in Ireland, where the beer is cold, the men are bold, and the sheeps are scared. It means no in any language, people. So, what else are we going to have here? We're going to go ahead and roll some footage, and this is Philip Booth, Acme Jazz Garage from Tampa, Florida. One of my other home, and here we go. Telling you what. How about it?
That's the bonus track there, the drums and percussion happening.
All right.
With,
I'm going to turn us off. You'll be able to speak, but I'm going to take us off camera. great groove. Man, wow. Wow. Oh, there he is.
Were you hearing what I was just saying? Some of that stuff there?
I didn't hear it. Go ahead and tell us.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. So we did the video at two spots. Replay guitar was where you saw the musicians playing. They have a little
Right.
stage there. But the dancers, Molly and Stefan from Florida Dance Theater, we did the shooting over at the Italian Club in Ybor. They were.
I thought that's where you guys were at. One of
Yeah.
my favorite venues. I've played there so many times back when it was really gritty and the basement was all. It's just
Yeah.
so beautiful now. Gorgeous building.
Yeah, they've got beautiful architecture in there, and the ballrooms, and that's one of the ballrooms they have. So
Right.
we were able to get in there. And Pavlos from Animos Media did the videography, and
Did a great job.
Yeah, I think he's a super talented guy. He happened to be like the head bartender at Timpano. That's how we got to know him.
kidding.
But he also
Really?
had this other production company kind of. So.
Mhm.
And then that's Michael Washington on percussion, and he added an awful lot to Pat's drumming. The two of them.
Yeah.
And Michael
I love
a lot.
the groove was just phenomenal. I mean, a great tune and
Thanks.
good day from Australia. See, I'm getting you everywhere, man.
All right.
Tell remember me one day and let me have an autograph so that I can, live out my poverty on the park bench I've reserved for myself.
Well, I'm kind of hoping to tour Australia, so I'm gonna leave that to you to set it up for us. And,
I will. I have a lot of fans in Australia. Believe it or not, we have some great musicians that we're friends with down there.
we'd certainly love to do a little bit of traveling, but as you know, it has
it's so hard. The economics
sense.
of it are tough. Maybe we can get Richard Gonsmart to back the tour or something. I don't know. Bring him along for guitar.
Well, you said something about Sweden earlier or something, and it just reminded me, we have kind of this in-joke in the band. Some years ago, we had a guest singer with us who shall not be named, but she said, yeah, you guys are great. I go to Sweden sometimes and do these tours, and I'm going to bring you guys along. So
I'd be calling him back, sending him a fruit basket,
It's coming any day now. We're gonna do that Swedish tour.
That would be great fun. And I hope that the music industry starts to come back. I'm not going to prognosticate because everybody I've heard who made any kind of time thing, they keep saying, "Oh, we'll go." Like today, I heard there's a big rock tour. It had like Joan Jett and a lot of other people. Yeah. Well, now the way that the radio jock spun it, I was like, "What a bunch of crap this is." He gets up there and he says, well, the tour is guaranteed to take off in 2022. And I'm like, shit's getting a little old here, I mean, come on. I thought it was only 2 weeks. We're going to break the cycle and all would be well. Yeah. I mean, gosh. Yeah, Veronica is great.
Oh, yeah.
Veronica, we're going to stay at your house when we come to Australia. I'm going as Philip's manager. Don't worry,
exactly.
I'll take care of it. I'm going to clear a path through those kangaroos and all the other bitey shit they have.
We'll take a little side trip to New Zealand and see the Hobbit country, and then maybe go over to Fiji, and
Oh, we're gonna go through all of Oceania. We're just gonna. I don't know. We'll call it the Philip Booth Van Erdy or Van Erdy and Booth. No, the Mega Jazz Tour. We'll get Goombi to come with us because he's great not only to play kunga, but he's just great for comic, relief. I mean, the guy's one of the funniest people. I love hanging. He's a tremendous player.
He played on our first CD on that tune called Mongo Strut. Yeah. Right. And so he kind of helped name it too, because we were trying to figure out what to call it. It was a funky with Latin grooves and kind of fusion-y kind of stuff. And he goes, "Yeah, man."
Me a Blazing Saddles thing, but
yeah. Oh, not that. Yeah, not that Mongo.
I'm sorry. I'm teasing.
But yeah, he was thinking that reminds me of Mongo Santa Maria. We're like, oh, well, I mean, we know who he is. I'm like, that's flattering that he said it. So we ended up just, I think he suggested call. Yeah, why don't you use Mongo or something? So anyway,
Cool.
Nobody's a great guy.
We're going to take one more break,
Okay.
and then we'll be right back. For everybody, we're talking to Philip Booth of Acme Jazz Garage, and just Google that name and buy some music from the guy. Instead of bitching about how crappy entertainment is out there, send some cash to it. Especially you yuppie scum out here in my neighborhood. You're all sitting around. Peel out your credit card. It's probably in your iPhone, and just buy 10 copies of the record. Do that, and I'll be happy. And Matt and Philip will be happy. And then he won't have to be out in the street with me, smoke fight over.
Hey there, it's Kevin Sorbo here, and you lucky people, you are live. You're live with Nev or Neve or Nevi. I don't know. I can't say the dude's name. Anyway, you're on live with him, so I don't know. I guess that's a pretty good thing.
You. That's right, you. I am Dr. Strangelove. You better follow my instructions. I am president for life, at least of Highlands. I'm going to shake things up here, I tell you. I'm slightly to the right of Genghis Khan, and I'm more to the left than, I don't know, Gandhi. There you go. So I'm just confused and have mental problems. So you'll have to deal with that. I can speak in tongues simultaneously while playing a melody on an upright bass. Yes, many skills and many skills. But enough about my talent. Oh, what's this? Oh, for everybody who doesn't know what a blue tongue is, a blue tongue is this creepy looking goanna thing, reptile. It's kind of cute, actually. Our friend Veronica has one. It's a gorgeous little creature. Veronica, you can always post a photo up there again, like you did last time. At any rate, we're going to get back to Phil and a little bit about music. We're talking music, so tell me a little bit about Tampa in general. Just how is the whole COVID thing? I know so many people who are gigging regularly in Florida. I'm just curious. What do you think? What do you prognosticate for the music scene in Tampa? Is it getting better slowly, or is it kind of having to get forward and then back? And because that's what I kind of see. Well, just regarding COVID and gigs, and does it look like a bright future down there?
I mean, it's sort of open again. I think a lot of places that have been shut down and been difficult to get into and had restrictions are pretty wide open. All the big venues. I mean, some of the venues are still trying to do some precautions, and that's fine with me. I mean, I think it makes sense.
Right, of course.
But I would, I mean, I went to King Crimson at Ruth Eckerd Hall a few months ago, and I guess there was some caution there, but it was pretty wide open.
Where was that? What venue was that at?
At Ruth Eckerd Hall, and yeah, that was just a fantastic show. They have the three drummers and
Tony all monsters.
Yes, and Tony Levins in that lineup, and
right.
And that was I was fortunate enough to be able to go to that was the kickoff of their resume tour, and I was able to go to the sort of the rehearsal 2 days before the show, as well as the show. So that was, yeah. I mean, on the local level, on the local scene, it's difficult. I think there's more, just in terms of, let's say, jazz groups getting some opportunities. I think there's more in Pinellas County than there is in Hillsborough County. There's a few places around, but I also know a few places like, where we played Timpano, they're coming back, but they're not having bands. So
yeah, they probably can hardly afford to keep the doors open.
And
is there a problem with labor down there? Like in general, is it hard to get labor to do some of the service-oriented stuff?
I mean, you hear mixed things. You hear some people say, "I'm trying to get a decent job with decent pay, and I've applied, and I'm not getting anywhere." But then you hear some employers say, "Well, nobody wants to show up." It's hard to tell really what's going on. I do notice that maybe locally and nationwide, customer service kind of blows. I don't know if you've experienced that, but
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
just
That's
in
why I went to
general.
the cell store that was owned by a small company versus going to the Verizon store, which is like
Yeah.
getting into Dante's Inferno. You don't have any
Yeah.
money and you're trying to get across the river, and things
I
are not
mean,
looking. They look grim. Like I said, the people in there are all angry and frustrated, and
yeah. I
God,
mean, and
had a
you call a store. I mean, we could vent forever, but you call a store just to find out if maybe they have something you're looking for, and you can't even get anybody to pick up the phone. So,
right. Please check in with our webpage. I get that all the time, and then I go there and it's down. It's not been updated in a month or years.
yeah.
I mean, it's getting better at that, now that our society. Um,
But I mean, for sort of local bands, it's always difficult, particularly to find a regular gig. So, I mean, that's having that twice a week in Timpano. That was one of those things that after a while we took for granted, but it was pretty rare to even before the pandemic to be able to play at one place twice a week for 6 years. So,
oh yeah,
you know,
I hope things just get back to normal eventually. Between the herd effect of people having had it and the numbers of people who are getting vaccinated, I don't want to get dragged into that whole imbroglio. It's like arguing with Italians in Jersey about gravy or sauce. It's just like, go away. Again, it's one of those useless things that people who are really bored have to argue about their fucking gravy or sauce. I'm sorry, just cook it's gravy up your ass. Get out of here. My family will shoot you. And then the other guys are like, no, it's sauce. We don't have gravy. Gravy's some brown shit. It's up in Boston. Nah. My theory is it's whatever the hell your family called it. Okay. So don't get people have these low tolerance for the most inane things nowadays. The level of skin thinness on people. I hate to say it, but some of the younger spawn are remarkably sensitive.
well,
God
yeah,
forbid.
I mean, maybe it's partly related to pandemic and people being cooped up for such a long time, and I mean, it seems like there's a lot of anger out there, but there's also
Yes.
weirdly a lot of entitlement, like people
Yes.
not understanding that in a civil society you need to treat each other with some degree of
politely.
kindness and
Yes,
understanding.
absolutely.
And people
It's distressing because I see people who give to a dog having surgery through a GoFundMe. Now, listen, if I have a friend of mine and they love their dog, I'd contribute some money. We all have a big heart, try to do the right thing. But, you try and get money for somebody who's dying or, needs a limb transplant. People just drive on by. They don't want to have that jive in their life. It's people like to look good, and, that, I don't know, you kind of get gratification from looking so perfectly prim. And people never they don't write good books. They don't make good art typically. I don't know. What can I tell you? If it wasn't for the artists and musicians, comedians, and people like that, I think most of us would have gone freaking insane the past 2 years.
Yeah.
And
I mean, as an artist, or to whatever degree I am as a musician, despite all those things that we talked about, I mean, you feel, and despite let's say the cost it takes to put together a project, a CD project, get it manufactured and then mail it out to all the radio stations. Despite all that,
it's a tremendous out of effort.
Yeah,
but I think you're kind of a lifer. I don't see you as you grow old stopping playing, and I can't imagine you'll just stop ever completely. I don't know. I know I'd have a hard time stopping completely.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the nice things to some degree. Well, I guess it happens in rock and roll, but to some degree in jazz, you can maybe blues, I don't know, grow old a little more gracefully.
Absolutely. Rock and roll's not kind to the old creatures, unless you're Mick Jagger, but it's our generation. It's interesting. Some of our great, like if Led Zeppelin was to start booking tomorrow, they'd fill Tampa Stadium twice, I would bet, Miami Stadium twice, and they could go up to the Gator Stadium, and that'd be a real shit show up at the Gator Dome. Go Gators, man.
That's one. I'm not that willing to pay big ticket prices for other bands, but if Zeppelin came along, the three surviving guys,
I'd be
I'd be
there.
willing to put up some serious dough.
I would too. That's something that's like, I've seen him 2 or 3 times now, and I would always go see him again.
I wish I had that experience. I never saw him.
I
So.
saw him at the Rain Out in Tampa. I saw him on the same tour back in New York in August. That Tampa show.
That
went to
Rain Out
crap.
was the Riot one where they played
Yes,
like
yes.
couple
I was on the
of songs.
field, and after roasting in the sun all day and making our way down to about 20 feet in front of the wall, people are having children out there. There's people throwing all day long. We're having paper cup fights with each side of the stadium. It was like crazy waiting in the sun day. And when they came on, it was just like they opened up with down, down, down. Song remains the same. And it's just, they opened up and hit it so hard. And I was so close to the PA, I could hear it just perfectly. And then when I started looking, and I had a friend of mine's sister with me, and we'd gotten separated from everybody. It was like pandemonium down there. And when that rain started, I mean, I was terrified of getting electrocuted. Just, lightning was blaring around the sombrero. And then all hell broke loose. I saw some Yahoo about 10 feet in front of me, and they had a 6-foot wall built. And these guys had all been up there sitting on it during the afternoon and the day. They'd put their old ladies up there. They'd flash their, the money makers at everybody. But as soon as you could feel the temperature drop like it does in Tampa when you're going to get this huge black deluge. It was crazy as hell. But I saw Led Zeppelin after this Yahoo started breaking the wall down to get under the stage. And when I saw that, I was like, I grabbed her. I said, we got to go. We got to get out of here. She's like, no, they're going to come back. I'm like, no, they're not. As we're getting out, I see the limos pulling off. And then that idiot that I saw riding the wall down, that was when the Tampa PD came out with the nightsticks and beat the hell out of everybody near the stage. I was like, out of here. I also got hit in the back with a beer, a full beer can somebody threw.
Well, yeah, I read, I was like 14 or 15 living in Lakeland, and my parents, wouldn't let me go. So
Sure.
I guess it was a good decision. But what I'd read was that the riot really took off big when the helicopters flew away, when Zeppelin was in the helicopters.
Yes, that's when things did get crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but they did have limos. They had like 5 of them. I guess they were driving out to where the helicopter was.
Okay.
They don't get anybody wet. But it was extraordinary. And then I got to see him at Madison Square Garden later in the summer, which just blew my ass away.
Well, so they totally lived up to what you would hope they would be when you did see them?
Absolutely. I mean, they're outstanding. And it's one of the best acts I've seen. All the legacy acts, The Who, were tremendous back in their prime. I've seen them with Keith Moon, and I've seen him without. And I love both drummers. Now they've got, I guess, I think Zach Starkey or something is doing a thing with him.
Yeah, I mean, to me, after Entwistle passed,
you're right.
It just doesn't feel like The Who. Didn't feel like The Who, but
no,
I
did
see them after Moon. I wish again that I had seen the original lineup, but I never did with Moon.
So tell me, who's your mate? We were a minute out. What advice have you got for aspiring jazz musicians, our young kids out there who want to be jazz people? I tell them go to college, get your PhD, and then you can play all the music you want.
Well, yeah, I mean, do whatever else you want to do in life, but if you want to find some fulfillment in jazz, I'd say just keep hard at it and look for opportunities. I mean, the opportunities they're not going to hear about you and come knock on the door. You're going to have to go out there and even if it's not a club, even if it's not a club thing, try to
even the art festivals just to get your name out there.
Find your way in.
Low budget gig and
take the low ones.
Be polite, punctual, and don't be a schmuck. Be respectful to people. Have a good attitude. Be teachable. All those things
all the stuff that gets you ahead in every avenue in life, right?
Exactly. And it's hard though when you're 19 and you think you're going to be in Led Zeppelin. But we're out of time now. It is 5:00 here. Philip, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
We'll have you back. Listen, we're going to be doing a Christmas thing. If you guys have any Christmas music worked up, I'd like to have you back on in December. I'm going to have a bunch of great guests. I'm asking them if you've got a traditional Christmas song you play. We'd love to have you on. We can pre-tape it, whatever works for you. We'll talk about it, though.
See what we can figure out.
Yeah, I always enjoy having you on, and thank you very much.
Exactly.
Everybody, it's 5 o'clock. It's the weekend. Head out, have fun, and be kind and decent to people, for Christ's sakes. Don't be an asshole, all right? That's it. That's the motto.